Patriotic owners are the key to British success. Owners such as Andy and Allo Brake. Owners of another horse aiming for the top in the Whitaker stable in Voss, ridden by John Whitaker. The potential of these young horses and the hopes they carry brings extra excitement for all the connections here this week.
All of our horses have been with us since they were very young. To see them grow up and go into the ring and actually then win, and to be able to go with John to really lovely locations all around the world, it's very special.
You can't believe what you're seeing with your own eyes. The Grand Prix at Windsor, we were sitting there and John was coming to the last fence. Oh my God, he's going to win. It's just amazing. It's
just great fun. We can go off to lovely locations with fun people. It's great.
From Voss to the Horse of the Year show Fox Hunter winner Sultan V and Bruce Menzies for Old Lodge.
We've got some really good horses for teams for next year. We've got Super Trooper Dinez and Sultan, and I know that the team selectors are interested in them, which is great.
Yeah, he's fantastic to ride. You know, I've had him since he was 4. The first cross pole, I knew there was something special with him. He can get a little strong. He's quite an enthusiastic horse to ride and very sharp sometimes. So he's just starting to settle down now. He's 8 this year. We know each other inside out. Yeah, I know all his little quirks, and I think horse and rider partnerships do, you know, they do bond, and I think it does pay. Hopefully they try a bit harder for you when they know you and, you know, give you everything.
Well, Sultan V certainly proving himself so far into the final shake-up of the 8-year-old championship. 2 gone at this stage, Sam Hutton and Simon Crippen.
Look down the list, there's some really good horses in it. A lot of the horses have jumped internationally already, so I think it's going to be a big test, but be a good class to watch.
Certainly a very exciting class to watch indeed. Bruce Menzies' Sultan V comes in for his challenge. As we say, 2 gone already, both on 4 faults, so it's all to play for. But as Bruce Menzies mentioned, several of these horses already competing at the international level. This horse, winner at Horse of the Year show, as we've mentioned, British bred in fact. It's Bayer Corrina on the Anglo-European stud book. Goes back to the lines of Voltaire, and certainly has got potential British team member written all over it. 8-year-olds just really starting to touch into international competition, right at the very top of their tree, around the 10, 11, 12 mark. This double, and it's back round to that upright, and then a very big spread to finish. All the way to the last. Looks good so far. Cuts inside here, inside the double to the last. It's clear all the way at the most for Bruce Menzies. Very good indeed, 50.07. And takes the lead, jumps the clear and puts a very good time in indeed. But the time has been quicker. Just another little look at the last. Really opens up over that. And you see what exciting prospect that is. John Whitaker with the brakes Voss, as we've heard much about already as well. Sultan V setting the challenge, 50.07. John's so good at producing these young horses. ARGENTO, we've seen all of these at the 8-year-old mark, and again we're looking at 2 years' time at the Olympic Games. It does start to look like Britain's got some very, very good potential horsepower coming up for those and beyond, of course. Certainly keeping the foot to the floor at the moment. How much do they ask these young horses? Several of these competing internationally. ARGENTO earlier on this season going out to compete in Aachen. Some of the smaller international classes there, but it gives them valuable experience. Oh, that goes. Coming to the last. And over that, well, it's 51.94, but it's the one fence down for John Whitaker and Voss. Puts them into 4th here. Looks to turn tight here. Does have plenty of room to get to it, but just touches it off with the back feet.
Time to beat. 50.07 to go clear to lead the class, but is on
David McPherson, Billy Bishop. David, who's also been part of the Meydan Nations Cup squad this season for Great Britain. Several horses in his string now at 9 years of age. Chamberlain is a very exciting one of those. And this one is one that's impressed. Coming through the William Funnell Billy stable. Bred by the Funnels and Donald Barnwell. It's by the international stallion Cannon. Going back to the lines of Gladstone. Lots of scope again. We're seeing so many big jumping horses here, which is what's so important for team competition. Goes a little wider here than John Whitaker did, gives himself some space to get to that upright. And now it's the last, looks very good on the clock, it's going to be tight indeed. Oh, the last goes, and look at the clock, 48.95, had the time in the bag, but has the last down. David McPherson and Billy Bishop. And look at this one, running on to the finish, and just rolls it off. Bob Ellis watching on. He's been designing the tracks here, and he'll be designing in London 2012. Which horses will he be watching on that exciting day? John Whitaker, Argento. We've talked much about this horse by Arco. Horse owned by the Haleses. We've heard them mentioned as well. Been some of the great owners of British show jumping. Of course, Arco competed right up to Olympic level, as did stablemate Russell. Keely Durham, the owner of this one, also the owner of former international ride of John's Wellham. Sultan still leads the way though, 50.07. It's going to be tight. How tight does he get here? Comes in well there, and it's going to be so close to the last. 50.07 on the clock. John, you might not make it. It's all the way. 50.37. It's a very good round from John Whitaker and Argento. Just a fraction in it. They go into second place overall. 50.37. So it's a win for Old Lodge. Another little look at this last. Pushed on here. This horse so rarely has a fence down. Doesn't once again. Jumps clear, but not quite fast enough. Finishes in second. Bruce Menzies and Old Lodge's Sultan V head the 8-year-old table in 50.07. Great stuff, and what exciting prospects. Sultan V proving once again the talent the Old Lodge have in their stable at the moment. Bruce Menzies, I know, going to be delighted with that one, and they're right on the road for international stardom.